Hey, everybody. So glad that y'all are here tonight. Before we dive in, a couple of things. First off, convention. If you're not registered yet, consider this your sign. Go do it like now. Convention is a non-negotiable in my book. Seriously, it is where belief grows, momentum builds, lives get changed, and leaders are born at events. So you do not want to miss it. Just so you know, our team party is officially at capacity. So if you missed that boat, sorry, we're going to have a lot of fun, but there's still so many great things for you at convention. You're not going to want to miss it. Ed Milet, Eric Worre, new product drops. It's going to be amazing. So, like I said, if you're not registered, go get registered. Okay. So let's talk about why we are here tonight. We have had an explosion of stories lately in our wellness community, people seeing real and meaningful results from our products. And the best part is, it's not just about the scale or fitting in your skinny jeans, right? It is about actually feeling good in your skin and in whatever clothes you may happen to have on. Okay. So, energy, sleep, gut health, hormones, blood sugar, mood, less inflammation, more life. That is our goal, more life. And this call is not just going to be a presentation about pink drinks and gut health, although we like those too. This one is real women sharing real results. And there's something really powerful about hearing from people who were once right where you currently are. It validates what's possible. It's social proof, and it's just very belief building to hear results that other people are having. And speaking of results, our wellness community is a major perk for coming in and being part of our team here. It's one of my favorite parts of our team. And it's where all of our people come together, stay encouraged, get questions answered, laugh, have fun, stay accountable, stay on track. Because if we're being honest, everything is more fun with friends, especially health and wellness, right? It just is better when you're doing it together. So, the four women here tonight that are sharing their stories are part of our wellness community. They dropped their results on a special story spotlight post that we did a couple of weeks ago. And they have very bravely agreed to share more of their stories with you tonight. So, before we dive into that, though, I'm very excited for you to hear their stories. But before we do that, pop in the comments, drop us a comment, tell us where you're from, who invited you tonight, because we're going to be doing three door prize giveaways at the end of the call. You have to be here to win, so drop that in the comments for us. Stay till the end. It's going to be fun. So, on that note, first up is Samantha Brockman. She's here, going to share her story. Samantha, you can just go ahead and unmute and take it away.
Hey, Emily. Hey, you guys. This is an incredible opportunity. And I want to thank you so much, Emily, for asking me to share my story tonight with all these wonderful faces. At any point, if you can relate, I would love for you to just drop a one in the chat. So if most of you don't know me, my name is Samantha. Some of you on this call may know me. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and like many of you, I wear a lot of hats. So you can tell that I live a chaotic life, family life, etc. I juggle busy schedules, I run households, I manage appointments, sporting events, and all the extracurriculars that come with family life. Before Plexus, I was an exhausted mom of two, constantly struggling with the day-to-day motions in my life and with myself. After my second child was born about 4 months ago, so I'm 4 months postpartum, which is super exciting. I just knew something in me had to change. I was burnt out, beat up, and I just was ready to build something new. And for years I suffered with interstitial cystitis. And for many of you that don't know, it's more so like an overgrowth of bacteria in my gut. And it really helped me feel my best every day. I was had to conform my life to this health issue. And I struggle with things like excessive inflammation, weight gain, fatigue. And I've tried so many solutions to just try to help get to the root of my symptoms, truly. So when I started on when I started on Plexus, I actually started on the triplex, and then I integrated the greens and the collagen into my daily routine. I've been on all of the triplex for about 3 months now, collagen and greens for about a month and a half, and now 3 months in, I look back and I just noticed more energy, less bloating, less inflammation, more skin hydration, mental clarity. And as you know, as a mom, you need that. You need that mental clarity. Um, just to name it, really just to name a few. So, really, I'm just truly happy that I made this leap into the Plexus community. Not just physically to feel better physically, but just to become a better version of myself for my family and as a leader. It's really wild and true. Like when they do say, daily choices really do make a big impact and big shifts in your confidence, your clarity, and your purpose. So when I started on the products for better health, it just naturally came to a lot more than just health. It came to the community, the people, the products, and the freedom to be with my family. Plexus has really given me just a new opportunity, new belief, and just newly found freedom and sharing with others really just became a passion of mine. So today, I'd share with you a mom, a wife, a leader that has found hope for a better future. I used to feel stuck in survival mode and not knowing what my next steps truly were, and just defined by the exhaustion and uncertainty. But today and days forward, I'm finally stepping into a version of myself that's filled with purpose, passion, and belief that's lasting. Change is possible for anyone willing to take the first step. It was so wonderful speaking with you tonight. Emily, I'm going to turn it back to you.
I love it, Samantha. I love it. Well, the chat's blowing up, so I'm going to say everything you said was quite relatable. I know I could relate to so much of it. But thank you for sharing your story with us tonight. So, next up, we have Alicia.
Hi, everyone. I am Alicia, and I am from Northern Iowa, the Minnesota border. I am a stepmom to a 17-year-old and a toddler 2-year-old who definitely keeps me on my toes all the time. I had struggled with hormone imbalance ever since I had my son. So the last 2 years have been extremely difficult. I was tired all the time. I'm a full-time working mom as well. There were days that I would be driving home from work and I would literally want to pull into the park and take a nap before I went and picked up my son from daycare just because I was so tired all the time. Late nights, I would fall asleep with him, putting him to bed. I would want to put him to bed early just so that I could go to sleep. I also struggled with severe constipation. I would go to the bathroom like every couple weeks, and obviously that is not very normal. I just thought that it was normal for me, but it definitely was not. So I had a friend, she had started with Plexus and she shot me a message. And at first I was kind of like, little skeptical. But then I figured, you know what? I had nothing else to lose. I was already falling asleep all the time. I had no energy. I didn't feel great, bloated all the time. So I said, hey, you know what? It's a 60-day money back guarantee and let's try it. What else did I have to lose? In saying that, I also asked her, hey, how do I pay for my products? So I started sharing right away, and got a little bit into helping others right away, from seeing her results. So I started taking the triplex and the active, and I have been on the products for about 10 months. I am finally regular. I am so much less constipated. I have way more energy and less bloating. I no longer want to take a nap on my drive home from work, which is so nice. And I started being able to show up for my family again. I can stay awake at night after putting my son down and actually be able to spend some time with my husband. We can watch a movie. I'm not falling asleep on the couch, which has been very nice. Um, I knew that I was not the only one that struggled with these symptoms. Talking to my friends, everyone says, oh, you just are tired now because you're a mom and you have the brain fog because you're a mom. That's not true. We don't always have to have that typical mom brain fog, juggling 100 different things a day. I knew so many other people struggled with these. So I started talking about the products and what helped me feel so much better because if I can feel better, maybe it could help someone else. And so that's what I did. And it's crazy to see how much better you feel just because you started a little bit of these products. I didn't know what my gut actually needed and all the things that my gut can contribute to the skin, the mental clarity, the energy, the bloating. It's just crazy when you look at it in perspective. Um, and there was one thing that I really have learned over the last 10 months, and that has been that if we put ourselves on the back burner and continue to put everyone else first, we're actually having everyone else suffer. When we learn to prioritize ourselves and our health, it actually benefits everyone around us, including our families. And that was something that I had struggled with because I thought I was putting my family first, but really I wasn't because I wasn't showing up for them all the time.
Oh, Alicia, I love it. That
Thanks for
could have
letting
been
me
my
share,
story.
Emily.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That could have definitely been my story. So much of it, and so many people that I know. So, um, there were a couple of things that you said that really jumped out at me. One was when you said, it's so common that we hear, oh, it's just because you're a mama. Well, no, it's not just because you're a mama. A lot of times it feels that way because our hormones are jacked up and, everything else in us is jacked up. But we don't have to live that because you're a mama, you're exhausted life, right? This has helped so many mamas with so much of what you just said. So I love it. Just because something is common does not mean that it's normal. And I'm glad that we can show people, that there is a better way to live. So thank you for sharing all of that. Next up, we have Rachel Garcia.
Hello. Is it time for me to speak now?
It is. Go for it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia, and I am from Melbourne, Florida. I am a pastor's wife, church planter, mother of three, a 19-year-old, 11, no, a 19-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a dog. Um, I work a full-time job. I work other jobs. And I found out later that I do all of this to avoid life. My husband is chronically ill and so ill that I think sometimes that he's dying in front of my eyes. So let me tell you, before Plexus, I was exhausted in every way. Physically, I was dealing with fatigue, brain fog, bloating, and inflammation. Emotionally, I was overwhelmed. I was trying to take care of my husband, who is chronically sick, and my elderly dad, who needs assistance with everything. I have to take him to appointments, blah, blah, blah. And I needed to be present for my three children and my dog, and also running our church plant as a volunteer and trying to build volunteers. Mentally, I felt stuck. Most days I stayed in a dark room, curled up in the bed, not showered, not wanting to move. I didn't recognize myself anymore. And I was going through the motions, but I wasn't living. So my energy was gone, my confidence was low, and my joy felt so far away. It was so bad that my husband asked me to please try to do these three things. And I was in such a bad mental state that I took a black Sharpie and I wrote it on the back of my bedroom door. I do regret that now. But it said to do: feed the kids, wash clothes, meet needs. And if anyone can relate, please do give me a one because I pray to God I am not alone. Um, what made me try it What made me try Plexus? There was a moment after another rough day where I thought something has to give. And I remember scrolling in my email and seeing a message from Michelle Stuchel about a 10-day detox. I knew I was drawn to that email and I knew I had to do it. I felt hope for the first time in a long time. And I told Michelle, I'm in, sign me up. I didn't want to hear her video. She was trying to show me all her videos and blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to hear it. I just want you to sign me up. So she got me signed up. And what I started with was Triplex. The Triplex combo, Slim, Bio Cleanse, Pro Bio 5. And she's like, you can share it with a friend if you want to, and maybe get your products paid or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it was that quick because I would have felt stupid. Sorry for anybody who has not done it. This is me speaking, Rachel speaking. I would have felt really dumb had I started and then went a year and I could have made all the money that I'm currently making because I did sign up and I did start sharing right away. I thought it was the best thing for me to do. It was easy for me to do. Like, oh, you have a script. I don't have to think about it. Yeah. Paste. Bam. And my friends started coming in. So if you haven't done that yet, I don't know if who's out there, but I would recommend that. Anyway, the changes that I've seen, I can honestly tell you that I am a new woman. I am a new woman. I do believe in Jesus Christ. He is my Lord and Savior, but I want to let you know Plexus helps. And my energy came back and my brain fog is clear. And I'm cooking, y'all. I've been married for 26 years and I went on like a strike and I'm like, I ain't doing anything. I don't know if anybody's ever felt like that before. But anyway, I'm showing up for my family again. I'm laughing again. My body doesn't feel swollen and weighed down. And I'm not getting asked if I'm pregnant. I'm 47 and people were asking me, are you pregnant? Because that's where I carried my weight. So I've lost inches. I'm not like where I want to be, but guess what? I'm going where I want to be and I'm just staying on this path. My inflammation is down, my moods are more stable, and I feel more confident in my own skin. I actually get out of bed excited for the day, like Proverbs 31 woman time, Brittany Howard. I get up early now. So I am really happy sharing Plexus with others. Listen, I started sharing because I couldn't not share. Plus, the thought of me not sharing, I already said that. I'm just repeating myself, but you might need to hear it again. The thought of me not sharing again and missing out on what could have made it would have killed me. I shared immediately, and it just must be repeating itself because I am reading a teleprompter. Okay. Anyway, when you find something, when you find something that gives you your life back, like Lexus, listen, you just want to shout it from the rooftops. And honestly, God nudged me to do it. This business has become more than just a way to earn income. It's a ministry. And not only that, with my husband being sick, you know what I needed? This community. I needed these women. I need these women. And I thank God for these women. More than the money, I thank God for these women because I have been built up by my coach. She builds me up. I thank God for her. And I thank God that when I'm not doing what I need to do, she can help guide and lead me. And I just thank God for that. I thank God that I am reading these books to help teach me how to be a better person. Like I didn't get that growing up. So I'm learning so much about myself and just learning how to be a better person. So anyway, that wasn't scripted. And honestly, God nudged me to do this. I'm so sorry if I'm taking too much of your time. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. Might not be able to ask to do this again. Anyway, to the woman listening tonight, if you feel like I did, tired, defeated, just going through the motions, and you can give me a 1 because I don't want to feel alone. Um, I want you to know that you're not stuck. There is hope. Don't let fear keep you from trying something that could truly change everything. If I could go back to talk to the old Rachel, I would say you are worth fighting for. I would say one more thing and add it to my list that my husband asked me to do. And the next thing that I would say is take care of you. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Sorry, it was a little cuckoo crazy, but my middle name is Joy. Have a great day.
I love you, Rachel, and I love your heart, and I think that name suits you well. But I love your story, the hope in it, and you are definitely not alone. So, yay for Michelle for reaching out about that 10-day detox and for God putting that in your heart. So, I know that spoke to somebody tonight. So, thank you for sharing that. Okay, lastly, but very excited to hear from her tonight is my friend, Miss Sheena.
What's up, y'all? Hey, Plexus. So, um, I want to start off by saying I was that dumb person, like Rachel said. Don't be dumb and work the business, or do the products and not work the business, because I did that. That's actually how I started doing it in 2016. And if I would have stuck with it then, only God knows where I would be at now. But that was the past, and we're moving on. But good evening, and I'm so thankful and I'm honored to be invited here. Thank you, Emily, for that. I want to kind of go based off of what they said as well. I want to see a 1 in the chat if you have ever struggled with self-worth. Have you ever struggled with self-esteem issues? Have you ever struggled with weight? Have you ever struggled with just the lack of energy or even belief in yourself? If so, you're in the right place, because that's 100% relatable, and that was 100% my life. So I get nervous speaking in front of folks, so I kind of wrote down a script. So if I'm looking down too much, I apologize. But I'm Sheena Cannon, and I work full-time for our hometown 911 center here in Warner Robins, Georgia. This February will be 20 years, and the stories I could tell is redonkulous. Anyway, but I'm 40 years old. I'm married to the love of my life. I'm a bonus mom to 3 beautiful kids, and I am a dog mom to my junior bug, wiener dog, and I had to lock her out of the bedroom or she'd be in my arms right now. But my journey with Plexus started with Christina in 2016. I started with the thinking I would get healthy based on revenge due to going through a divorce. I wasn't going to do it for myself, and I wasn't ready for that mental shift. My mental mindset was completely shot. I did the products with Christina for about 2 or 3 months. I fought consistency. I fought her on the business side of things, just not really fought her, but I gave up a whole lot of resistance. I just didn't think it was for me. I signed one person, made $50, and I never cashed in and banked the money. Dumb, right? Don't be like Sheena in the beginning. Fast forward 7 years later, Christina never let go of me. She consistently followed up. She stayed in contact in one way or the other. And a fun fact, me, Christina, and Brittany actually went to high school together, which is pretty cool. She loved me through every single no and every single ghosting that I put her through. Her faith in me never faltered. And because of that, I started back in August of 23. So rewound back a bit, January of 23, I was eating up with PCOS, endometriosis, thyroid issues, hard to get the right level of medication to help it. Random and consistent facial hair to include the random neck hair growth, thinning of hair where I even had bald spots on the back of my head. I had to change a doctor to somebody that was a whole lot more consistent. I call her a bulldog, somebody that's way more hands-on. Come to find out when I made that change that my previous doctor had misdiagnosed me and diagnosed me as a type 1 diabetic, and was that way for about 8 years without medicating me, without tending to me. He actually wrote me a prescription for the shots before the shots gave a thing and just told me to take it. Didn't educate me on it, didn't anything. So going and shifting everything to a new doctor truly changed the world for me. But when I started with her, my A1C was a 6.4. I was the heaviest that I'd ever been, and my A1C was climbing, high blood pressure, thyroid was completely gone. I went to the new doctor, defeated, and begged her first 5 minutes in the door, I asked her, please just sign the medical paperwork to approve me for weight loss surgery. I just couldn't do it no more, and I was just tapped out in every capacity. She lovingly looked at me and told me that she didn't support that option, but it was ultimately my decision. It was my life, so she would support me regardless. But she asked me to give her 6 months so I could trust her, I could learn her, she could learn me. So I agreed to that, and she put me on the Manjaro shot. So from January of 2023, fast forward until August, I fluctuated up and down 11, 12 pounds. Never truly saw massive weight loss on the weight loss shots. I wasn't overly sick, but I did start seeing numbers on paper drastically coming down. So I came all the way down to a 5.8 on the shots, which is wonderful. But nothing was really happening until inner plexus. Christina reached out to me, and I lost my place. Forgive me. She reached out to me and started talking to me about the products and telling me that triplex could really help me. Even ease could help me with my inflammation. So I kind of did some homework on it, went back to my doctor, come to find out my liver enzymes were through the roof in my medical doctor paperwork in July. So she scheduled an MRI to kind of figure out what was going on, and come to find out that the culprit was an overly fatty liver. And if anybody knows anything about that, or if you don't know, having an overly fatty liver keeps your body from being able to absorb the nutrients that you're feeding it. So I was doing a food journal. I was working up to drinking half my weight in ounces, which at the time was a lot. We're talking almost 2.5 gallons back then. And it was just drastic. So I didn't really have the money or the spare to start, but I started anyway. So I started just on triplex, bare necessities. I did that. And within about 2 weeks, I could see a major shift in my bloating. And I also started feeling a whole lot more chipper, like I had the spunk back midday. I'd lost immediate 12 pounds within about 2.5 weeks. And my wedding ring, I could just sit there and spin it around my finger, which I just thought that was just really cool. Month 2 came, I cashed in my perk credits because I started working the business, and I said, surely if this is helping me, it's got to be helping somebody else also. So I started on the business side of things, and the perk credits, I looked in to see how many points I had, and I was blown away. And I was just like, you know what, let's try ease. I didn't want to spend the money on it and couldn't spend the money on it. So I got it for free. Couldn't cost me anything. So why not just give it a shot? And it's magical. I will not go a single day without taking 2 E's every night before I go to bed. My feet and ankles killed me when I first woke up. I had a lot of nerve pain. My ankles and my joints would hurt to the point where my husband had to rub my feet just to be able to get up and do anything. I was that morbidly obese and just unhealthy. My pants started fitting better 2nd month in, and I decided to keep the train moving. So I got focused and started working with it. This is not a miracle. It's not going to be a magical unicorn drink where you're just going to drink it and wake up in the morning, you're going to be 8 pounds lighter. It doesn't work that way. Anything works for you if you work with it. So, and I'm an advocate for that. And I promise you, I'm a walking, talking testimony. So once I started feeling better, I started doing better. I started walking, I started exercising, I started hooping out in the garage to my hip hop music. We'll keep it at that. My husband calls it ratchet, but it's whatever. It gets the job done. I started a healthier diet, started eating way less in calories and calorie deficiency, or deficit, excuse me. Let's see. I started it off just walking 10 minutes because that's all I could do out in the cul-de-sac. That quickly grew to 45 minutes. Fast forward to November, I stepped it up a notch and I tried a monthly reset. And y'all, that monthly reset every month for the next 5 months was absolutely life-changing. I call it the magical box. I love the reset. I love day 2. I love everything about it. I love how it breaks up my relationship with food, because for the longest time, my mindset was so skewed that I finally come to realization that I was eating to live, or I wasn't eating to live. I was living to eat, if I said that right. So I just wasn't taking care of myself, and this helped me with that. But the monthly reset started compounding. Next thing you know, 1 month I was losing 10 pounds. Next month it was 12 pounds. One month it was 6.5 pounds. It all depends on what all I did with it. February of 2024, right before Leaders Retreat, my ultimate goal was to hit 100 pounds lost before Leaders Retreat. That was the first trip that I got to earn with Plexus, and they sent us to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and that was amazing. I got to take my husband, I got to fly on an airplane for the very first time and not have to worry about being uncomfortable or not being able to fly. I've lost today's date. I've been down 130 pounds. I've lost 2 shirt sizes. I've lost 12 pant sizes, and I'm coming in close on 2 years. And if I could go back and change anything, I would not let life derail me. I would not let just because one bad day doesn't mean a bad life. Reminding myself that I live to eat, not that I eat to live, not live to eat. As of today, I'm no longer a type 1 diabetic. I no longer have cysts on my ovaries. My endometriosis is long gone, and the doctor said it's almost healed. She's also told me to be very careful because I've been having regular periods for the last 8 months. And at 40 years old, I feel like a real girl because I'm like, wait, what is this? Because it's never been regular. And I knew I was in some trouble when the doctor told me just to be careful because at my age and with all these changes, I could come up with a surprise. And Lord knows we don't need no more surprises at 40 and almost 48 in there. So with all that being said, I want to leave you with this. If you're struggling, just know you're not alone and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. If you need accountability, this absolutely is the place for you. If you have goals and you're not sure how to meet them, this is the place for you because there's going to be somebody here in this group that knows different parts that you have questions for that can guide you through, can hold your hand, can coach you, can love on you, can just inspire you. And Rachel's absolutely right. This community has absolutely changed my world. And it's so amazing. I'm so thankful. If you need real friends that love you through every single season in your life, you found it. But just please hear my heart, know your worth, and just know that there's relief on the other side of things. You just have to get up and you just have to try one more time and just keep rolling. And just remember that you've outgrown the version of you that needed to survive. It's now time to become the version of you that's time to thrive. And you absolutely can do it. I love you.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm over here trying not to cry. I'm like, don't cry, Emily. You got to keep talking. Sheena, that was fantastic. Fantastic. And we are worth it. We are worth investing in and just making ourselves better for us, but for our families and for everybody around us, because when we're better, everybody in our space benefits. And so, holy cow, thank you for sharing your story tonight. And I could listen to these stories all day. And we have many, many, many more, but that's going to be it for tonight that we're going to share. Um, Plexus is helping so many people in so many powerful ways, and that's exactly why we're here. It's exactly why we all love what we do, why we are passionate about sharing our stories, because just like what you heard tonight, they're all different. They all have similar themes, right? There are all things that, we can go, oh my gosh, yes, that was me, that was me. But they're all very different. And people need what we have, y'all. People need these products. They need our community. And I'm just so grateful that we are here and able to offer both and so much more and so much hope. So, no matter where you're at tonight, whether you're just starting, you've been on the products a while, you're kind of in the middle of your journey, or you're out here just thinking, I don't know, maybe I want to try this. I'm not sure yet. Wherever you are, just know these products can help you, and they really do work. They really do work. They're not magic. They do feel magical a lot of times, but what it takes is consistency and time. And when you combine that with the power of our community of just incredibly encouraging people and accountability, it really does feel magical. So, um, whether you're already on the products or you're on the fence, I hope that tonight you have gotten a glimpse of what is possible for you. Um, these stories did not happen over time. They did not happen overnight. They did happen over time. But they happened with real life happening all around, right? Time, consistency, life, and just a commitment and decision to go in on yourself, like go all in on you and your health, right? So, if you are loving your products and you have not yet shared them with anybody, you've kind of been gatekeeping, let me just plant this little nugget. What if your story could be the one that opens that door for somebody else? What if your story could be the one that somebody hears and it gives them hope? What if you just saying, you know what, I've been sleeping better, I've got so much energy. What if that is the thing that somebody in your life needs to hear? It doesn't have to be scripted, it doesn't have to be a big to-do. It can be as simple and natural as having a conversation at the playground with your mama friend and just saying, this has helped me, and it might just help you too. That really is all it takes. And for those of you who are sharing or just getting started, just a quick reminder, grabbing 3 friends this month, getting them started with you so y'all can feel great together, that's going to put $300 in your pocket. And then if you go and grab another 3 friends, you're looking at upwards of $700 to earn this month. And with summer coming up and all of the expenses that entails, that can be a huge blessing to you and so many people in your life. So, just a little glimpse of what's possible around here. You never know what the ripple effect of your yes can create. And I would just say don't assume that this is possible for her and her and her, but not me, because it is. It's possible for all of us here tonight. So, you're here because you matter, your story matters, and your journey might just be that light that ignites in somebody else. So that's all for that. But don't go anywhere because we're going to give away some goodies. So we have got 3 door prize winners tonight. We are very glad and happy and thankful that y'all have showed up here tonight to listen to these stories. We're going to give away 3 $10 Amazon gift cards, and you have to be present to win. So I'm going to call out some names. If you are here, feel free to unmute, say, hey, what's up? Yay, I won. But after that, drop your email in the comments so that we can get that and send your gift card out to you. Okay, here we go. Door prize winner number 1 is Francis Billow. Are you here, Francis? If you don't want to unmute, you can just drop in the chat. That's totally fine. See.
I'm here.
There you are. Well, hey, congratulations.
So much. I appreciate that.
All right, way to go.
Thank
So
you.
there's our first winner, Francis. Congratulations. Okay, second winner, Amy Wooten. Are you here, Amy? You can unmute. Oh, Amy's here. She dropped in the chat. So yay, we're 2 for 2. This is a good night. Drop your emails in the chat here so that we can get those to you. And our third winner is Lori Rollinger. Are you here, Lori?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yay, well, congratulations. We're going to send you an Amazon gift card.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. So drop your email in the chat there and we'll get that out to you. And, okay, drum roll, because this is really exciting. Our $100 Stories Spotlight winner from Wellness Community. See, you really want to be in our Wellness Community. We do all kind of fun things. Our $100 gift card, not gift card, cash, $100 cash prize goes to Courtney Blaschick. Are you here, Courtney?
I'm here.
Yay!
Awesome.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. I'm excited for you. Thank you for dropping your story in Wellness Community. Thank you to everybody who dropped your stories in Wellness Community. But we will be messaging you, Courtney, so be on the lookout for that. But thank you to Samantha, Alicia, Rachel, Shannon for sharing your stories tonight, getting way out of your comfort zones. I know that was a challenge, but you all did fantastic and you definitely made an impact tonight. So thank you for doing that. Y'all were all amazing. Thank y'all for being here with us, whether you're just starting, restarting, or dreaming about what's next. We're glad you're here. That's all we have for tonight. So see y'all later.